Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love Alchemy Tarot. I'm Valentina. I'm a relationship coach, clinical hypnotherapist, and tarot card reader. And on this channel, we work with love and relationship readings. And what I usually focus on my readings on this channel is really about love blocks, about what's not working in your connection, and about the kind of advice that you need in order to move your relationship with your significant person forward. I very much focus on connecting the information that I receive from the cards, that I receive from Spirit, with the teachings that I do in my therapy work. I've created a method called the Reset Method, which really combines coaching, neuro-linguistic programming, and hypnotherapy, as well as tarot, to help you unblock the connections that are currently not at their most balanced selves. And today I've decided to do a reading in my new setup because I spent 4 months in Paris and I've just arrived back home in Hong Kong, where I am based. And I've got the new setup here. Let's see how it goes for this reading. And today I want to focus on a reading about what is really happening in your current connection. If you're watching this reading, probably things are not going very well. In my experience, when things are going well in a relationship or in any area of our life, we don't really need tarot guidance. But if there are any blocks, anything that is currently not working the way you want, we're going to focus on that today. And as usual, I would like to start with an oracle deck. And because I love this deck, it's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. It's a deck that typically brings a lot of very positive energy to the reading. It's very well connected with myself, I guess, and what Spirit has to say about a situation. And because it's related to the moon, of course, that gives us a lot of feminine energy. I haven't used the cards for a few days. So let's find out what Spirit has to say about your current connection. So what is the energy between my viewer and their significant partner, the person on their mind? Ooh, wow, the cards are jumping. All right. We have 4 cards. I'm going to get one more because I like to have 5 cards for this section. So tell me, Spirit, what is currently happening in my viewer's connection? Here we go. Well, the first card that I see, because a few of the cards came in reverse, is number 44, attraction. Well, I love this card. It obviously speaks of the fact that there is a lot of attraction between you and the person on your mind. And because it's a 4-4, I'm also getting that it's a stable connection, a connection where you're hoping to achieve stability and certainty. So that is very beautiful. The next card that I see turned around is beauty. Beauty to me is a card that speaks of the Empress. So divine feminine energy is a card that speaks of the fact that you can focus on all the beautiful things that are currently happening for you. So I see several butterflies on this card, which really speaks of transformation, about metamorphosis. So the kind of connection that maybe is bringing you towards transformation, towards awakening, towards discovering your divine feminine power, and really stepping into this energy of I don't chase, I attract, I focus on the things that work in my connection, I focus on what's beautiful and good. But the next card speaks of the void. So the void is a card that speaks of darkness, of a situation where maybe even though you have a lot of attraction with this partner, whether you see that there's a lot of beauty and potential in this relationship, the void speaks of a period of maybe separation and lack of connection, or a lack of communication rather. For some reason, I kept getting this intuition to do twin flames in separation reading, but then I decided to do a more general love reading. So the void is a card of a break. It's the card number 1 in this deck. It's a card that speaks of a period of rest, of maybe stepping back from the relationship, stepping back from the partner, trying to to get a new perspective, and really focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a hair on my table. I don't like it. So I'm getting the message that here, even though you and the person on your mind are very attracted to each other, where you have a lot of beauty and a lot of good things to look forward to together, you may be in a period of darkness, of separation, of not lack of communication. And with the next card, we being hunger, the wolf moon. It's a card that really speaks to me of a lack of something that you are really hungry for. Maybe you're seeking to have a deeper connection with your partner. Maybe you're wanting them very, very much and you feel a hunger for them, but with this period of separation, maybe things are not going the way that you want. And if this is the case, if you're not currently speaking to your partner, the universe spirit is sending you a beautiful message that says trust. So if you are in separation, the message here is that you need to trust that this separation is divinely guided, that maybe there is a need for this period of darkness, of lack of connection, lack of communication between you and your partner, so that you can learn something important. I'm going to move the cards a little bit and up so that we have more space for the rest of the cards. So I'm now going to move to my favorite tarot deck, although I'm home, so I have access to a lot of my other decks, Arcanum Tarot, to really find out what is currently happening with your partner, how do they feel about you, and what is really the energy between the two of you. From the previous deck, like I said, I think there is a period of separation, there is a period of darkness happening between you, and that you hunger for each other, that you maybe want to reconnect, and the universe is saying that you need to trust. So let's see, Spirit, how is my viewers' partner feeling about them right now? What is happening for them? Oh, I've got 5 cards already. This is good, so I'm going to keep them. The energy at the bottom of the deck is 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is, of course, a kind of conflict. So really what's possibly been happening in this connection is that you've had a lot of conflict, you've had a lot of potentially self-sabotaging. Things may not have been going very, very well for you. And we have a couple of cards in reverse. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we have 6 cards. Wow. We have 4 major arcanas and 2 regular cards in reverse, right? So I'm getting the feeling that this is a significant moment in this connection, that a lot of changes are currently happening or are about to happen. Of course, with justice, judgment, the high priestess, and the moon, I think a lot of things are about to go down big time. My dog is playing in the background, so if you can hear him, his name is Zizou. He's very cute. So the first 2 cards that came out are, in fact, the cards in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, of course, the Ace of Wands is this card of communication, of fast action. But with this card in reverse, it's confirming the void and hunger, the energy that I was reading before, which tells me that currently you may not be in communication with this partner. You're probably not talking. There is probably a break in your relationship right now. And with the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse, did you hear that door slam? The door slamming in the background is also a confirmation that potentially someone in this relationship has kind of slammed the door on it, has put a break in the communication. That's why you may be in darkness. That's why maybe you're hungering for each other, and that the universe is telling you you need to trust. So with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it says that currently you don't have a lot of stability. There is not, you haven't yet reached the point where you can start a new cycle with this person, a cycle that is bringing you stability and the potential for the 10 of Pentacles, the happily ever after, the stability, the couple relationship. So maybe what has been missing for you with this partner has been this opportunity to create a stable connection. And it seems that there is this potential, the part of the reason why this has not been going the way you wanted is that there have been a lot of secrets, a lot of shadows, in this relationship. With the moon here, the moon speaks of fear, of anxiety. It also speaks of divine feminine energy, and so does the high priestess, and so does beauty. So we have three cards here that give me the impression that maybe you as a viewer is the divine feminine in this connection. I'm not talking about gender. It doesn't mean that you have to be a woman. We embody both masculine and feminine. So both sides of us exist and need to manifest. I hope that this connection is not getting too slow. But yes, with the moon, the message here is that there may be some fear, anxiety, there may be shadows at play. That means that there are parts of yourselves that are needing to come out and be healed. Ultimately, the purpose of romantic relationships is for us to bring the shadows into the light and to heal them, to recognize what is happening. The shadows are our patterns, our emotional baggage, or our traumas, those things that we carry from the past, those things that we have decided about ourselves in our previous experiences, whether we're talking childhood with our parents or previous romantic relationships. There is a lot that you accumulate, stories that we tell ourselves. And with the moon here, it seems that there are secrets in this connection, that things need to come to light. But at the moment, we're still in hidden space, because the high priestess speaks of intuition, but it also speaks of hiding things. So there are things behind the scenes, behind the veil, things that are unknown in this relationship, either about yourself, so things that you need to discover about yourself. Maybe if you look at the patterns, maybe if you look at what's not been working for you in previous relationships, and you're also bringing to this partner, this is actually not not helping you communicate very well, because of course the high priestess is also a card of intuition, of knowing yourself, of spiritual development. So it is possible that one or both of you are needing to reveal some of the things. Since I've asked the question, how does your partner feel about you, it's telling me that maybe the partner has stopped communication and they're not really forthcoming. They don't feel that there is the potential for a new beginning, for a stable new beginning in this relationship. Maybe they feel that they have shadows to heal. They need to really listen to their intuition and understand what spiritual work they need to do. What do they need to expose or bring into light for healing to happen, so that this relationship has a chance of renewal. With the Judgment card here, I think your partner is hoping for a renewal, for a rebirth in this relationship, is looking to have an awakening. You know, the Judgment card also speaks of an awakening, but maybe there is a need with the high priestess here, the moon. There is a need in this connection for your partner to go through an awakening process and to really understand those things that are hidden, for justice to be done. So the card here of justice, which speaks of balancing the good and bad, the masculine and the feminine, doing the right thing for each other. This is a message here with 4 major arcana, that your partner feels that there is a lot of healing that needs to happen, but they're hoping for rebirth and for things to come right, for justice to be done in this relationship. And that is, of course, a beautiful message. So let me also get a few more cards here to understand what is blocking this connection. So Spirit, what is blocking my viewer and their significant partner from moving forward? 2 more. What's currently blocking this connection from moving to the next level? Okay, here we go. It's flying beautifully. I love it. And at the bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So 8 of Pentacles in reverse is a card of effort, of honing your craft, of continuing to invest in the relationship, and also investing in yourself. So with this energy at the bottom of the deck, the impression I get, the message that I'm getting, is that someone has stopped putting in the effort. So I don't know whether this someone is yourself or if it is the partner, because I'm asking about them and how are they feeling. But clearly someone has stopped investing and putting in effort into the relationship. So let's see the cards that we have here. So the first card that I think came out is the Knight of Wands in reverse. So with the Knight of Wands in reverse, in upright, this card speaks of hot-headed, of someone who's maybe hot and cold, who has a bit of a player energy, someone who's really very intense, but then running away. So I feel that this may have been the energy in the relationship. Maybe you are the one who's coming in hot and cold. Maybe the partner is the person who has not really been giving you that consistency that you want, because the Knight of Wands in reverse is a card that speaks of an inconsistent energy. But I have two cards here that are kind of contradicting each other a little bit. We have the Three of Wands in reverse, which speaks of forward momentum. So even though we have all these blockages and all the things that need to come up, we have this energy here of the Three of Wands. Hopefully it is the partner looking to move towards healing, whatever this is needed, taking action towards the goal of achieving, the healing that is needed in this relationship. But with the Hanged Man, the Hanged Man speaks a bit of a pause, but it also speaks of looking at things from a different perspective, turning oneself upside down to see things from a different perspective. And I also get this feeling of actually liberation, even though the Hangman seems to be suspended and tied back. Especially in this card here with this image of water, I'm getting the feeling of a free diver, like someone who's really ready to jump into the cold waters. Water, obviously speaking of emotions. So I'm getting the feeling that actually the partner is currently open to taking a dive into the future, into their emotions, into healing that what is needing to be healed. But it will take potentially some time for this judgment to happen. And then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. With the Two of Swords in reverse, I'm also seeing that there is an end to whatever stagnation and pause was happening. So from the perspective of what is blocking this connection, we have this lack of continuous investment, lack of energy being put in the relationship, but also there has maybe been this kind of runner, hot and cold energy. There hasn't been this movement forward, this forward momentum card with the Three of Wands here being in the block position. It means that this is what is needed. Someone needs to take action. Someone needs to do the healing, but come towards the other person, maybe with a different perspective, so that the stagnation, the conflict, the should I stay or should I go? Should I leave this person? Should I forget about this relationship with the Two of Swords? And then the next card that came up is the Page of Swords in reverse. So the Page of Swords in reverse is this energy of someone taking action, someone doing something, maybe coming in with some communication, but I feel that there is definitely still a block. There is still a lack of readiness to move towards each other, even though maybe mentally your partner is starting to come out of the inner conflict of what they can do next or what they want to do next, and they are maybe willing to look at things from a different perspective. Currently, they're not yet ready to come towards you with an offer, with the communication. So still this break might continue for a while. So I want to get one more card because I didn't count very well. So Spirit, one more card to explain what is this message in terms of the block from my partner. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is this beautiful, beautiful card that speaks of wish fulfillment, of everything kind of hoping. So maybe this partner, your significant other, is currently feeling that you are definitely their wish fulfillment, that they would be so happy to have all these cups full of different beautiful things. I see abundance in all these cups. There's like different fruit. I see the flowers here in this person, which looks almost like a mermaid coming out of the water. So I feel that your partner is seeing you as this abundant wish fulfillment, essentially all their dreams coming true, but they're not yet ready to come towards you. So now, I wasn't planning to do this, but I'm going to reach out to get this deck, the mermaid tarot of the mermaids, to get your energy, because there's so much feminine energy in this deck, in this reading. I'm going to see what's happening with your energy with this particular deck, which is one of my favorites, but I haven't used it very much. I love the imagery. So I'm going to put your cards over those of your partner. So Spirit, tell me, how is the viewer feeling about this connection? Oh, wait. How funny that the Seven of Pentacles, the card that we had before in the other deck, is a lost card from the Rider-Waite deck that I also have here. So I'm just going to put it here on the side because we had it twice. But I was wondering why I could not shuffle this deck. So there's definitely a need for someone to put in the effort. And because it came in your energy, I'm thinking that it's maybe the partner who stopped putting in the effort, since it came in reverse in their energy at the bottom of the deck. So hopefully this means that the partner has recognized that maybe the reason why the relationship is not working and you're taking a break right now is because they have not put in as much effort as needed for this relationship to move to the next level. And now you definitely have been. And look at you. How are you feeling about this relationship? We have the Sun and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So both of you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So I'm getting the feeling that both of you have stopped running after each other, that you're no longer really going in for that hot and cold energy, but it's definitely a case of mirroring here. So you have been mirroring this energy. Maybe both of you have been jumping on it, of course, with hunger and attraction. I feel that there has been a lot of hotness, a lot of interest in each other, a lot of attraction. But I feel that you believe this partner is your ultimate happiness, all the joy, all the innocence, all the connection that you want. But we also have to sometimes be careful because the sun can burn. But you feeling very, very optimistic, you're feeling very hopeful about this relationship. And even now that both of you have stopped running after each other or running from each other, you're hoping that things are going to come into balance. So how does my viewer feeling about this connection? Give me a few more cards, please. All right. Okay, so we had the Wheel of Fortune that came sideways. So the Wheel of Fortune is, of course, a card that speaks of the divine guidance, the fact that this fated timing. That means that the wheel is turning because it's kind of halfway in between upside and downside, or like reverse. I'm saying that here it's possible that the wheel is starting to move, that you feel that there has been some stagnation in this relationship, that things have not been going the way you wanted, but there is potential for the card to move forward. So again, you have two major arcanas here. And you also have two more that are coming up here. Look at this. Wow, so interesting. So you have the High Priestess as well. And it comes right above the High Priestess card that I have here for your partner. So ignore those beeps. They're just reminders. So with the High Priestess, with this mirroring, you're definitely both recognizing that there are things hidden in this relationship, patterns, stories, things from the unconscious that are impacting your relationship with each other, and that you need to reset, you need to work on it. So the whole premise of the work that I do is this reset method, which is something that I've created exactly for people like you, people who really need to completely change the way they see themselves, they see their partner, they see their relationship. And with the reset, we go through a 5-step process that allows you to identify the patterns, to release yourself from the hold of these patterns, to let go of all the trapped emotions in your body. So a somatic release that is also happening because, of course, we hold all trauma in all our cells, which is why sometimes, even though we've cleared the emotion through talk therapy, for example, we still hold it and we still react to these things. So with both you and your partner, with this energy of the High Priestess, I'm seeing this mirroring, that this relationship, even though it's been complicated, there is a need, and you've become aware of the fact that you need to listen to your intuition, that you need to do the healing, and that you need to expose those things that are maybe hidden, but that are currently impacting your relationship. And we have here the world in reverse, which tells me that even though you're currently in separation and you're not talking to each other, there's no action that you are perceiving, and you maybe have felt that the wheel has been stuck, and your partner had the Two of Swords, which talks about stagnation. You feel that this situation is not ended yet, that there is still more to come. And here you also have the Six of Chalices, which is the Six of Cups in reverse, which speaks of the, I can't even remember what this card is all about. How interesting. So the Six of Cups is this card that speaks of nostalgia, of inner child healing. So with this in reverse, it's a confirmation that there is definitely parts of your inner child that have not yet been healed. But even though this relationship is in the past, you would like it to come back, to really see what might happen if you really heal this part of yourself. So that was how you are feeling about the connection and your partner. Now, what's blocking you? What are those patterns and situations, stories that you told yourself, Spirit? What is blocking my viewer from moving forward? Oh, how interesting that you also have Judgment. Wow. I love it when the cards come like this. So we have Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, and Judgment in reverse. So again, we have Judgment here. So for your partner, there is this blockage, like they want to have an awakening, they want to have a reconnection, they want to come back together, and this relationship to be reborn, sorry. And with you having Judgment in reverse, of course, as a mirror image, it doesn't mean that you do not believe that there is a rebirth or a renewal in this relationship possible. In fact, you want it because the energy is here. But maybe you don't believe that it is currently available, that it's currently possible for you to do it, even though you know that it's not over and that you need to do some healing. So the Queen of Cups is this energy that speaks about self-love, someone who's really putting a lot of effort into loving themselves, into really making sure that her cup is filled, which is great. It's part of the healing. So I'm going to put it right under the High Priestess there. And with the Two of Cups, of course, you are afraid, because this is a block, that you cannot achieve unity and to come back together with this partner. But of course, you do feel like this about each other. You do feel that you are soulmates, and you are not really quite sure whether you can take this to the next level. So I'm going to get maybe 2 more cards or 3 more cards. So Spirit, okay. One has 2 have come down. All right. So we have the Three of Wands and the Chariot in reverse. So the Three of Wands, you and your partner, both of you, Three of Wands here. Oops, let me see. So the Three of Wands here. So both of you are making progress. Hopefully you are making progress towards the healing of this connection, towards moving really in the direction where justice is done, where you can actually have this wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Cups. But the next card for you is the Chariot in reverse. So there is no forward movement. Maybe you don't know how to take ownership of this, how to move things to the next level. And somehow I'm going to put this card right over the, what is this? The Eight of Wands here, which is also a card of blocked movement. So it seems that currently both of you are sitting pretty. You're not taking action towards each other. You are focusing on your own internal healing and finding your own capacity for self-love. So give me one more card. Okay, so the next card that came is the Knight the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles here. So the Page of Pentacles is a card that speaks of a little offer, but it's also about maybe you focusing on your stability, right? So Pentacles are a card of material ownership, of stability and certainty. So with this page, it could be that maybe you felt that what your partner gave you was too little, was not enough for you, that you didn't really feel that whatever they were promising you, whatever they were offering you, was actually able to give you the answers that you wanted. So that was not enough. And maybe that is what has caused issues in this relationship. So now that we have your energy and your partner's energy, I'm going to use the Harmony deck. I love changing decks because all these confirmations that come from repetitions are beautiful. So with the Harmony deck, I'm going to find out what needs to shift, what changes need to happen, and what is the potential outcome. So what advice has Spirit got for you and your partner in order to move this relationship to the next level? Because you have so much stagnation. I mean, it's already very obvious to me from all of this that there is a need to heal. There is a need for both of you to tap into this feminine energy, divine feminine, which is about receiving. It's about knowing your worth and not chasing. Neither of you are chasing because there's no movement here, but there is a desire to take things to the next level. There is a desire to heal, and there is a desire to renew this relationship so that you can have a rebirth. So Spirit, now tell me what is the advice for my viewers and their partner to unblock this connection? Okay, so we have 3 cards already. The first one that came is, wow, Judgment in reverse again. So we have 3 judgments in this reading. So there's definitely a desire to renew this connection, but you're not really feeling it. We have the King of Cups in reverse, and we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I'll take 2 more cards for this. So what is the advice? What should my viewers and their partner do? All right, here we go. We have a few more than I wanted, but that's fine. 6 cards are great. So with the Judgment in reverse, like I said, of course, this card is repeated 3 times. That means that both of you actually want a renewal. Both of you want to get back together, but it's not yet the right time. You haven't really reached that point. But you also do not want to be single. With this card, neither of you is feeling happy and content being single. So there is definitely a desire, I feel, for both of you to give each other much love. But with the King of Cups in reverse, I think there is some emotional immaturity. There is some inability to show love, to express love. So either from one of your sides or both your sides. We also have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. So of course, the Queen of Swords in reverse is this energy that is a little bit cutting, that is a little bit cold. So maybe one of you has put their foot down, or both of you have decided that, no, we're going to be mean to each other. So I am definitely getting the feeling that you've been mean, and that you've not been emotionally very mature with this partner. So the advice would be to actually have some clear boundaries with the partner, to communicate very clearly, to express yourself, to stand in your power, to stand strong. Clearly, you do not want to be single, that's fine, but at the same time, you need to work on your stability. And with the the Ace of Swords in reverse, I think the advice here is to take it slow, not to jump the gun, not to go too fast into this connection. And you have Justice again. So the second time that Justice comes up, obviously the universe is telling you that things need to be done right. So you need to heal first. And then you have the Hangman in reverse, which definitely, so it's another repetition. The Hangman came once for your partner, but for them, it was an upright. For you now, or for both of you here, rather for the relationship, the Hangman is in reverse, which says that you both need to see the relationship from a different perspective. So a new point of view needs to be added to this, which is beautiful. And then for the final draw today, I'm going to use the Telepathy Oracle cards, which is another one of my favorite decks, to actually get the outcome. So what is the likely outcome for this connection for my viewers? What is the current potential outcome? I love the teachings of the law of assumption. So actually, no matter what the cards say, you can change all of it. So you don't have to act as if this reading really gives you all the answers, because it just is a snapshot of the current energy. But what is the current potential outcome, Spirit, for this relationship? All right, I'm just going to take the cards that came, which are not too many. I have 4 cards. So the current outcome says openness, accept, and past life. So it is clear to me that obviously with all this divine feminine and all this mirroring, you and your partner are soulmates, or at least you've met before. And the message on the card says we reunite with our loved ones over and over in different lives. And we do it because we have to learn lessons. And sometimes we meet the same person over and over again, multiple times, because we need to learn our lessons. So clearly, with all this healing energy that we have here, all the high priestess and the renewal and the awakening energies, there is definitely a need for you and this partner to learn a lesson in this lifetime, something that you may have been through many times before in the past. Then you have the message to accept. So whatever is currently happening, the message is be prepared to accept what fate has in store for you. I think there are a lot of lessons potentially to be learned here. The universe is telling you that you still have the option to accept your partner as they are, to maybe realign your expectations with them. There is a story here that we're trying to work through with the past life message. And then openness says be open to receiving divine guidance in relationship. While you are here, you're listening to tarot. This is as divinely guided as possible. So to me, the potential outcome is that if you accept and you are open to whatever might happen, you can learn a lesson that you've started together, like some sort of challenges that you started together in a previous life or in potentially multiple previous lives. So one more card, Spirit, for the final outcome for my viewers. The next card is feelings. So take the time to explore the deep emotion you are experiencing. So this tells me that definitely this reading is about healing 100%. Everything that came in this is that you are meant to learn something important from each other. And specifically, you need to learn something about those patterns that are currently blocking this connection, to heal, to see things from a different perspective, to reset your love life, all these this wiring that is really happening. So if you are interested in finding out more what specific patterns are needing to be healed, I invite you to take the Love Block quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz, really, really simple. The link is below in the description box. And through this quiz, you're going to understand what are one of the 4 patterns that you could have, that people tend to have, that blocks our connections the most. And through this quiz, you're going to discover a lot about yourself. Of course, if you're speaking to your partner at some point, you can share it with them, because then they will understand if they have the same pattern, and then you can heal together. You have all these beautiful mirroring of the cards, like receiving the same energy. So you are definitely in each other's space energetically, and therefore when one heals, the other will also shift. But if one of you or both of you choose to reset these patterns, obviously the message here is that there is a lot of potential for renewal. There is a lot of potential for a breakthrough, for a happily ever after, for a deep connection to happen, and possibly for a past life pattern to be healed and reset. So I hope that this reading has resonated with some of you, all of you, maybe at least one of you. I know that it will, and that you will find this guidance interesting and helpful. And if you need to know anything more about the reset method, all the information is below. As part of this channel, I also post a lot of meditations, hypnotic meditations that are specifically designed to rewire these patterns, to heal inner child wounds, to help you step into your divine feminine power. So have a look through the channel, see what appeals to you, maybe other readings, but maybe some of the meditation work there, and also some of the testimonials that I have posted for the reset program, like to see what kind of results people can achieve. And then, of course, if this resonated, please drop me a little like. If you're interested, or you think someone else might be interested, you can share this video or any other videos. And of course, I would love it if you could subscribe, because this helps the algorithm remind you that these readings are here for you. So thank you. Thank you for watching. And I really wish you a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Lots of love from me.